The war on reality is in full swing. This is another episode of The Godless Anti-Theist with the Godless Truth. There are people who are claiming that they can influence the world with their thoughts. You see, they think something to happen, and it happens. Now, most of us know that an action by a human being first has to be thought consciously or unconsciously. But we also know, those of us with common sense, reason, and logic, know that if you think something, that doesn't make it happen. You have to act. You have to think it, and then you have to make it happen with your actions. But there are people in the world, and they get a tax exemption. They get respect from everyone in the community that they believe that their thoughts, just merely thinking, can influence the world. They believe that if they think you well, you will get well. If you're ill, you have a disease or an infection, they can think you well just by using their mind. I don't know why they go to the doctor, because they believe that thinking and wishful thinking works in the world, in the real world. Now we know that if you're going to go somewhere today, you're going to have to think about going there. The thought has to enter your mind, but you have to physically get in some kind of transportation and go there. You can't think yourself there. You can't sit down and communicate with someone from New York to California. You can get on a computer and communicate. The scientific invented computer will allow you to communicate from New York to California. The telephone will allow you to communicate from New York to California. But sitting down and thinking and trying telepathy just doesn't work. It's a fantasy. It's wishful thinking. And we know that you can't think a person well. You can't cure cancer by thinking that person, that cancer to go out of that person. But we have superstitious people. In the United States, it's usually Christians that dominate the superstitious. They believe that wishful thinking, that just merely thinking something, will make it happen. This is called, in their lexicon, prayer. Prayer. Now, why they also go to the doctor and get scientific medication when prayer cures? Prayer will make you wealthy. Why go work when you can just sit down and pray for $1 million? Why go looking for someone to love when you could just pray for that person to walk into your life, into your front door, into your house? Prayer does not work. Wishful thinking does not work. You have to take action. The Wright brothers did not pray an airplane into existence. They took action, and through trial and error of their trial and error, and the trial and error of people who came before them, they found a way that man could fly. And if everyone just sat on their ass and tried to pray everything into existence, we'd all be living like the Amish. And even the Amish use candles. Even the Amish use hammers. The Amish have tools. They just, for some stupid reason, drew the line at what tools they will use. They'll use the tool, the technology of candle making and make candles, but they won't use electricity. They won't use a motor, a car to drive around, but they'll use the invention of the wheel and the buggy and the invention of hooking the buggy to a horse. They've drawn the line. They've stopped time. After a certain period, the technology cannot be used. Fine. But the great thing about the Amish is they don't try to impose their way of life, their religion, their beliefs on others. And they're doing just fine. But you have this other segment of superstitious people, of Christians, who demand that their rules be our laws. And that's just not going to happen as long as there's enough people to stand up for common sense, reason, logic, and reality. Till next time, be careful out there. There's a hell of a lot of superstitious people out there, especially in the United States of America.